Welcome to our YouTube channel, Life of Paradise Faith, Uplift, and Motivate. My name is Victor. In today's video, I'd like to discuss, are you really paying attention to what your children are telling you? Or are you just discounting it and saying that they're only 5 years old, they're only 6 years old, they really don't know what they are saying? Let me tell you, children know a lot more than we think that they know. Sometimes we're so busy with our own personal lives, with our work, with our job. I understand life happens, but we need to give our children the time, the respect that they deserve. And especially, we cannot discount what they are saying, thinking that they're just kids and they don't know what they're really talking about. Let me assure you, that is absolutely not the case. Years ago, I used to go to the Manila Zoo in the Philippines. I used to live just across the street, and it wasn't really expensive at all in those days. It's a beautiful park. I used to go there almost every day for like about an hour, especially around sunset time. I used to go there. It was beautiful, nice light breeze. The weather is always so nice year round. And I used to sit there, have a drink, relax, especially in the evening, like around 5 p.m. Well, there's a hippopotamus. There was a hippopotamus there, and I used to just sit above on the bench and watch. One day, I was watching this hippopotamus. It wasn't moving at all. It definitely looked sick to me. Something wasn't right. And the interesting thing was that right next to that hippopotamus, there were two birds. Now, normally those birds would be flying and then landing, flying, coming back down, and flying and coming back down again. But on this day, those two birds were right there besides the hippopotamus, and they weren't flying anywhere. The whole 2 hours that I was sitting there and watching and sitting there on the bench having my drink, these two birds would not move, would not fly anywhere. They were right next to that hippopotamus. The next day, I went back, of course, as like I always do. I used to go there every day, and I noticed the hippopotamus was no longer there. So I asked the staff at the Manila Zoo, and they told me the hippopotamus passed away. These birds had a sixth sense, and so to speak. And in the same way, our children do have also a sixth sense, and they know much more than we give them credit for. When I was 4 years old, my father had passed away, and a couple of years later, my mother remarried, and she did so with the best of intentions. She wanted the best for me, and she felt that children need a father figure, which I do agree with her to a degree. Regardless, what she did was she always wanted the best for me. She met this gentleman a couple of years later after my father passed away, and something didn't sit right with him, with me. And I told her this. I said to my mom, he's not good. However, my mother went ahead and married him. The only good thing that came out of it is that I have two sisters who I love. He himself used to beat me, but of course, he never hit his own two daughters, but he beat me. My mom and him are now separated. He really made my life miserable for 10 years. And after 10 years, my mom just had enough and sent me to live with her sister in New York, my aunt. But those 10 years there were really not good at all. Were just bad, really bad. And, me, myself, I would never hit a child, biological or not, even if it was not my biological child. I just wouldn't. People who do that are just disgusting. There's no other word for it. Disgusting. And so I'm asking you today to pay attention to what your children are saying. Sometimes they're far more intelligent than what we give them credit for. Listen to them, make time for them. Even when they're youngsters, I understand that we're busy with work, we have our own lives, but pay attention to what your children are saying. Really listen to them. That's it for this edition of Life of Paradise Faith, Uplift, and Motivate. Until next time, take care, everybody.